If there is any single element that Paul fails to prove, he loses. And so basically, Logan Paul has to prove that Coffeezilla made a false statement of fact about him. Logan Paul's case against Coffeezilla is totally cooked because he can't prove that Coffeezilla's statements about him were false.
Breaking news. Logan Paul's lawsuit against Coffeezilla just hit a massive roadblock, and it looks like Logan is the one losing ground. This setback isn't just embarrassing. It could shatter his reputation and drag him into serious legal danger. At the center of this battle is Logan's defamation claim. His lawyers argued that Coffeezilla calling his project a scam was damaging, but now the court is questioning what the word scam actually means in legal terms. And here's the problem for Logan. If scam is defined as fraud, then his entire case collapses because all the evidence points right back at him. This mess started because Logan tried to intimidate Coffeezilla with lawsuits, even though Logan himself is accused of misleading fans and running the failed NFT scheme known as CryptoZoo. So here's the latest update. The judge has officially pressed pause on the lawsuit and ordered both sides into mediation. In plain English, that means Logan Paul and Coffeezilla have to sit down with a neutral mediator and attempt to work out a settlement before trial. The deadline is November 10th, 2025. And by October 10th, both sides, lawyers must file one joint report explaining how mediation is going and how it connects to a separate but related case, Don Holland v. CryptoZoo, Inc. Until then, everything is frozen. No new hearings, no witness questioning, no legal maneuvers. The court wants answers before anything moves forward. This comes on the heels of another major blow in the CryptoZoo class action lawsuit. The plaintiffs, many of whom lost thousands of dollars, were given more time to provide updates, while the judge placed the entire case on hold. Now here's where things get really dangerous for Logan. If he loses, this doesn't just mean legal fees and fines. It could cost him his WWE career. WWE has strict rules about who they associate with. They avoid working with talent tied to criminal or fraudulent behavior. Look at Brock Lesnar. He stepped away from WWE for years because of legal complications. And even Vince McMahon himself, the company's most powerful figure, was forced to step down amid scandals. If Logan is found guilty of fraud or loses this case badly, WWE could cut ties instantly. To understand how he got here, we need to rewind. Logan Paul hyped up his NFT game, CryptoZoo, as a revolutionary project where fans could buy digital animal eggs, hatch them, and profit from rare hybrids. He claimed the animals would yield tokens and create real value. But none of it ever worked. Developers weren't paid, the game never launched properly, and thousands of ordinary fans lost their money. That's when Coffeezilla, YouTube's biggest online investigator, stepped in. He produced a series of detailed exposés revealing how broken the project was, how the roadmap was fake, and how Logan himself was deeply connected to the whole thing. Victims weren't wealthy investors. They were everyday people, some of whom scraped together their life savings, hoping to change their future. Instead, they were betrayed by someone they trusted. Even Joe Rogan discussed it on his podcast with Coffeezilla, pointing out that Logan's actions didn't just ruin a project. They destroyed the financial security of people who couldn't afford to lose a cent. Instead of apologizing or fixing the situation, Logan tried to flip the script. He attacked Coffeezilla, accused him of spreading lies, and even launched a lawsuit. But Coffeezilla stood firm, backed by hard evidence. Every move Logan made only made him look worse. Legal analysts like Legal Bytes have made it clear. For Logan to win a defamation case, he has to prove Coffeezilla made false statements, prove those statements caused him reputational damage, and prove there was malice. That's nearly impossible, because Coffeezilla's reporting was based on verified evidence. On top of that, if the court officially defines scam in legal terms as something equivalent to fraud, Logan has no chance. He can't prove Coffeezilla was lying, because the facts are stacked against him. And Logan's shady behavior hasn't helped. When BBC News tried to interview him about the controversy, instead of facing questions, he pulled a stunt, sending in a lookalike to prank their reporter. Imagine that. One of the world's biggest media outlets traveled to speak with him, and instead of accountability, Logan mocked them on camera. If Logan Paul can disrespect a global news outlet like BBC, is it any surprise he disrespected his fans too? This prank only made him look more arrogant and more guilty in the eyes of the public. Now, mediation is his last chance to settle quietly. But if it fails, Logan faces devastating consequences, losing millions, losing his WWE contract, and possibly losing what's left of his career. The truth is catching up to him, and this time, even his money and fame may not be enough to save him. So what do you think? Will Logan Paul finally be held accountable, or will he find another way to manipulate his way out? Let me know in the comments.